Proxy table gaming fans, PTG, Lucky Sixes, and Hyper G at your service.
PTG, rock you like a hurricane.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've never been in a hurricane, so I wouldn't like to verify that. But
it rocks.
If you have been in a hurricane,
put it in the comments.
And you've also watched a PTG video, please tell us how they compare. But that's not really what we're here for.
No, it's I want to announce I've got singing lessons coming. That's the real reason this video is.
That's great. That's great. That is a really good announcement.
Bit gravelly this morning.
We're jaded. Let's face it. We have just returned from the Cardiff Open Welsh Championships. Is that right?
Yes, both actually. It was a combined mixture. Yes, both returned there, and we won't give anything away for future bat reps, but we are
tired.
We're tired, yeah, basically. But even though we're tired, we're still bringing you content. We're still bringing you some practices. We've got one practice each. We actually had loads of practices, but we've got one practice each that we'll show you before, just so that we can get straight into the tournament. And then if we've got time afterwards, we'll do some full detailed bat reps on them as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Some extra practices, and obviously in retrospect, did these practices help?
Yes, we'll see
the results.
We'll see.
First
up, me. Going into the Highborn Elves, which we haven't seen for a long time.
We haven't, have we?
And at the time of this practice, I was actually not sure whether I was take High Elves or not.
You weren't committed at this point.
No, I had one chance for a practice before the event, and I was going to choose either Highborns or KOE. So I decided OPKOE. So I decided to give Highborns a go in a practice, because if I was going to take them, I feel I needed more practice with them than I did KOE.
Sure.
So this is what we had. It was against Paul's VC. My list was Highborn Prince with Master Conric Tower, loads of spells, and the Sliver. Protection of Dorak means he's 1 up, 6 up, 2 up to Flaming, and defensive 9, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Mage on a Young Dragon, I have done this before, but now he's an Adept. Because my Prince is now the Master of Conric Tower, I don't need so many spells, so he has Pyromancy, Alchemist Alloy, Glittering Lacquer, Order of Fiery Heart, so he's a 2 up, 6 up, 2 up to Flaming, so very exactly the same, apart from 2 up rather than 1 up. Hard target, and can cast his Pyro spells into combat. So which is nice.
Which means, I guess that means you can choose Pyroclastic Flow instead of Cascading Fire.
Basically. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
That's the difference that those two spells give you, really.
That and Fireball and a Tribute can be into combat as well. So if he gets into combat, which he's not doing it solo, I'm telling you that now. But if he does, he can, as well as the buffs and stuff, I can actually get rid of people before they go. So that's a really cool thing. He's on a Young Dragon, so he's a bit fragile, but we'll see how he goes. BSB with Queen's Companion, Obsidian Rock, Ether Icon, and Moonlight Arrow. So he's basically a Queen's Guard chap. He's the pimp that hangs with the hose, and he's MR3. Gives that unit quick to fire and MR3.
That's cool.
He could go in this with the Sea Guard to give them quick to fire MR3, but my thought process in this is that more likely than not he's going to go in the Queen's Guard.
Yeah.
25 Sea Guard with Navigator's Banner. That's pretty standard for me. Distracting, defensive 5 is pretty awesome. Most things hit on 5s on that, so that's cool. And Citizen Spears with Warbrand and Rhymer, so kind of a defense and an offense in terms of spears and stuff. +1 strength on the charge, or if I get charged because of spears, +1 AP. So I kind of like that little combo. Both very, very expensive banners, but rightfully so, I think. Phoenix, Frost Phoenix. So I'll tell you about the Frosty and the 5 Knights of Rhymer. If you've seen some of the Cardiff Open stuff, you might know already. But basically, I wanted 2 Knights of Rhymer. straight up.
And you've played with Two Knights of
And I've played with that before,
many times,
and it's been all right. I spoke to Mark Greensill, a very, very good Highborn elf player, and a good friend of the channel. He told me my list was terrible.
He did.
Very nicely. That
was the first thing he said to you, even before hello.
And just said Knights Rhyme are even worse. So he said you should definitely just have Frost Phoenixes instead, and I was like, so basically,
It's interesting that they're only 20 points difference. Actually,
yeah,
I don't think I had cottoned onto that when I heard the discussion you'd had.
So so I ignored him on everything apart from changing one of my units to a Frost Phoenix. I was like, oh, okay, let's find out. If that's the case, let's find out. So that's why I've got a Frost Phoenix in there to see if he's very useful or not. Suicide returns.
Gets the nod.
Gets the nod
over the others.
Over Kamikaze, yeah.
18
and Deathwish. 18 Queen's Guard. I've got so many eagles that want to die. I should definitely put them all in a unit, shouldn't I?
You should.
18 Queen's Guard, Standard, Bearer, and Musician, Banner of Becalming, because it's awesome. Again, really expensive, but really good.
If you ever want to upset your opponent before their magic phase, Banner of Becalming.
There's so often when a multiple of 3 gets taken, like when you've got 9 Veil tokens and now they've got 8. It's so often. It's amazing. It's really really good. And then 2 Bolt Throwers, Seaguard Reapers to finish. So
nice.
really, I mean, ultra shooty pyro with a tiny bit of combat threat.
But you did also get slated for only 2 Seaguard Reapers.
Yeah, I did.
So
I've been slated so much for this. But anyway, that's the thought process behind it. Let's see if it works. VC and Paul is rocking the big old vampire dude, colossal zombie dragon.
Gone back to it, in fact.
Yes, he did it in Masters. Masters Open came 3rd, I believe. Going back to that, he's sort of flitted between different things. Having 2 Shrieking Horrors, having this and the thing. But he's gone for this and a Shrieking Horror as his big dudes. For that, he's got a BSB Vampire Courtier on foot with Unbreakable Will, so it gives a unit Stubborn that he's in. The Necromancer with Book of Arcane Mastery. 40 Ghouls, Ovs. 43 Skeletons with Legion Standard. That goes with the BSB for doubles Legion Standard. Zombies, Ghasts. A big unit of Ghast, by the way. Great Bats and some Vampire Knights to finish.
Only 1 Shrieking Horror, though.
Yeah, so you can only fit that with the colossal zombie dragon. It can be interesting. I've obviously got massive range shot on him, but if he rushes me, there's not much I can do. Refuse flank and hold the center for it. So hold the center's not very good for me. Because I have to get close.
You have nothing tough.
And this is us at the club, and a bit of a spoiler for practice number 2, kind of. Although it's all over Twitter. So
I was there. If you haven't already spotted me in the background, playing Tony. Yeah, although you look like you're well underway, and me and Tony are still playing around with deployment. But anyway,
well, that's it. Just straight in. That was that's Paul. This is the deployment. I've got Reimer, Queen's Guard on the hill, Spears with the young dragon behind, Eagle, 2 Bolt Throwers at the back, just in the forest, sneaky.
Are they tall?
No. But okay. Thankfully, the things I'm shooting at are gigantic. Sure.
Nice.
The Sea Guard with the Lord in, the BSB is in with the Queen's Guard, and the Lord is in the Sea Guard, and then the Phoenix out on the flank. What you can't see, and I'll move us slightly, I always do this, is that he's facing a unit of 5 Vampire Knights.
Okay.
He dropped for first, and he's got Vampire Knights on the right. And I'll move us back to hide them again because we don't need to see them. Then from right to left, it's got Vampire Knights, then Zombies, then Skeletons. Oh no, sorry, Vampire Knights, then Ghouls, then Skeletons.
Paul plays his Ghouls in bus formation.
He does.
I because I'm so used to seeing your goals and Matt Champion's goals, I was surprised when I saw it.
Yeah, very much so. But he likes doing it, and he does do well with it actually. So yeah, ghouls, then skeletons, great backs behind. He's got ghasts in front of a zombie bunker with his necro. As I said, the BSB is in with the skeletons. Then you've got Nagash, is the colossal zombie dragon, and a shrieking horror on the right. As always, when you've got two big things, I want them to split up as much as possible, and see what I can do to do that. But he wasn't budging. He wasn't budging.
No.
And this is just another picture. You can see everything. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. And lots of legs everywhere else, which is nice. Always nice on a wargaming scene, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, look at those legs. Oh, maybe I went first. There you go. I keep lying to everyone with that. It was so long ago. I get Pyroflow and Blaze off and do a shed load of wounds to the
Wow,
gas.
that's really good.
I believe,
they're res 5, aren't they?
Yes, they're res 5. I believe this was with shooting as well. I think it was like all.
It has
picture.
to be, surely.
I've done like 9, 10 wounds. So
that's incredible.
Pretty good. If I can stop healing, which is really tough against vampires, then I've had a good turn. This was their shooting at the big uns.
So you're already thinking, oh, my
well,
just don't work.
I did the single shots, right? So
sure.
Whenever I do the single shots, they don't work. But yeah, I was like, there we go. Okay. But I mean, for this one, they've got to do single shots. There's nothing else. This is his in regrowing. Yeah, straight in. I mean, that's. I mean, I shoot everything I can at the gas. That's what happened. He gets it back. He gets 2 back. So which means overall, I do 1 a turn.
Yeah, it's a net gain. Yeah.
And this is the rest of the movement. Didn't move up too much. He really thought hard about this. Thought about whether he wanted to come up really far or not, and even considered putting the Shrieking Horror and the Lord right up.
Yeah. Whoa. I played against Tony, against Paul, like weeks before this, and his Shrieking Horror shredded my cavalry units when I gave him even a slim chance of getting near them.
Yes.
Why on earth? I mean, am I missing something?
Yes, you are.
Why on earth are your Reimer on the table?
So, yeah. Wait.
Because he's had a turn now.
Yeah, so I put them so they were far enough apart not to be able to be got. Yeah, be got.
Right, so this is after you've moved your turn to Reimer.
Yeah. So then he moves up tentatively because he can't shoot me off.
Right.
And then
now we're going into your turn too.
To be aggressive, thinking if he moves over. So this is my turn too, because as you can see on the right,
the
Phoenix is behind.
Okay. So I need to just be patient because the next picture of Paul's turn.
Yeah. So I mean, as you can see, the turns go quite quickly. My turn was just shoot at the ghasts, stay where I am, shoot at the ghasts, and then a couple of bolt throw shots. His turn was move up tentatively and then heal the ghasts. And then my turn now is on my flanks. I'm going a bit aggressive. I've moved up so that I think I always do put 1, but I'm pretty sure I don't think that's 24 inches from the thing. So I thought if he goes over there, then he's out of the way and stuff. And I want to put some aggression on. I want to put some offensive thing on him. So and then he either has to get his general over there in order to march him again, and I can just shoot and shoot and shoot. So there's not much my Rhymer Knights can do, and plus being over where the Shrieking Horror is now, I can't back up to get out. So I can't get out of the 24 inches or whatever it is. So I may as well push up to get some pressure. It's not a good matchup for a Rhymer Knights with the Shrieking Horror about.
Oh, absolutely,
putting him where he is. So, but that's movement basically.
Okay.
This is me 4-dicing him. Flaming swords. So I 4-dice flaming swords, and it's not like the best roll, but his is a terrible roll.
Well, of course, so,
Yeah, I diced his 5 dice on flaming swords and got bubble flaming swords off.
That's big. That's big. That's juicy.
This is just showing that and the Queen's Guard falling off the hill,
despite your attempts at the dice tower.
This game, obviously in the past, this game cemented my idea to magnetize all my models.
Sure.
Because that was just pissing me off all game. So, but yes. So this will be the last game you see with that. But yeah, flaming bubbles off, and it's from the dragon, so it's literally every single thing. If he charges the spears, they have flaming swords as well. It's so nice. I got flaming swords with 5 units, 4 That's shooters incredible. And some spears. I was very pleased.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my setup for everything. You can't really shoot me apart from occultism. The dragon, and if he does, then he's getting quite close.
You see, this spell and getting this spell off makes me less harsh on you for taking a wizard on a big dragon and not using the dragon part, because the dragon's big base means it's easier to get a 6-inch aura on everything.
For sure.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, yeah.
Yeah.
I also, because he's used all those dice, and if you remember rightly, there were lots of 2s and 3s. I have a couple of dice left at Quick Clash. I only get 1, but it's, I mean, every one of them.
That's great.
Helps massively. Oh no, so I do 2 wounds, but I only get 1. But yeah, very happy with that. Makes the Phoenix a little bit more survivable in that matchup. I also, again, because he's got no dice, get a blaze on this. I think I was meant to be a pyro flow as well, by the way. It's not a Awaken the Beast. I'm not buffing him up. But I do nothing. I don't roll enough 6s or 5s.
Okay.
So yeah. Maybe I did 1 wound actually. There you go. He
hasn't moved yet?
No, I think this is just me.
It's a cool shot.
Yeah, it's
a really
nice.
cool shot. Yeah.
But me showing the wound, I think this was.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is you guys again.
Yeah, we've nearly started.
Yeah.
No. I think we're probably mid-turn 2, maybe.
But yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, spoilers, so I won't go into linger.
No, don't look too hard. Yeah.
So onto my.
No, Paul's moved.
Yes.
What is he doing? What is he? Why?
So, right. Oh no, I know. No. I know this. Let's go back. This is he counts down the moves. He's got 1. So I didn't do 1 wound. With all my shooting, I pumped it into the Shrieking Horror rather than going into the gas again.
Right.
And I got him down to 1 wound remaining.
Okay.
That's what that is.
I'll rein it in.
Yeah. So, that...
Which is not enough to shred a unit of Rhymer Knights.
It's not enough. So he would have 1. So I'm very happy. Again, probably knowing that I couldn't get my Rhymer Knights out, I thought, let's just shoot everything I can at him. I've got
that's a good play.
And getting flaming swords off with my Queen's Guard, I was like, well, I'm wounding on 5s now, so this is awesome. But yeah, I didn't quite manage to get him, so left him on 1 wound. Shucks.
We've all been there.
And it meant that I onto his turn, and he flies him away, and sort of keeps my Rhymer Knights in check, facing his dragon, colossal zombie dragon out of mine. He gets aggressive with the zombie knights just above your head.
Zombie knights now. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
I'd love to see you with zombie knights.
They're just like an arm for a leg of
clinging onto the
So yeah, he moves up really aggressively into the flank of my Sea Guard. I'm not too fussed, if I'm honest, because I've got an eagle there, and I've got my Phoenix that could go into the rear and things like that. So we'll see with that. But he's putting on some pressure there.
That is pressure, yeah.
Otherwise, just sort of again quite tentative with his movement. Not ultra aggressive moves up his cast a little bit to get a better thing rather than needing a long charge what he did before. So. And, of course, I've got Flaming Sword, so there's no way he really wants that. Onto my turn, and I'm an R a bit. I don't know whether this is good play, but I've got a charge and a rear. I only have 4 attacks. Is my issue.
You're res 5, aren't you?
I'm res 5. I've got 5 up Aegis. I've only got 4 attacks, but I am 3-0 up.
He's got a champion, right?
Well, yes, he has.
So he's got 9 attacks because he's not charging.
Yes, correct. So
and you're 3-0 up. Yeah.
I'm defensive 5, and he's minus 2 to offensive, defensive, and agility. So I'm hitting on 3s. He's hitting on 4s. So let's say 5 things, and then he's winning on 5s. I'm winning on 3s. He's winning on 4s. I'm winning on 3s. So it's stacked in my favor. Only he has loads more attacks than me, but I am 3-0 up. So I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. And he's nowhere near the general, so he's only leadership 7 down by whatever I think 2 reform. If it lingers on, so I'm hoping just by combat res he'll be all right. But I am a little bit worried. A spike on Paul's part really screws the fingers over. But it doesn't matter anyway because I
Frosty wasn't up for it.
A 4, and I think I needed a 15. I think is what.
This isn't a hill. This is a forest.
No, this is just I think.
Or a field.
I think it's a field. I think he played it as a field, but yeah. So yeah, gutted, not to be. Which meant I had to put the eagle in front of him. You can see the thing. Just
doing what he does best.
Yeah, suicide. He takes 1 for the team. It's more than 12 from him to get into the bolt thrower as well. So I'm not worried. I'll have another go with the Phoenix. But yeah, a little bit gutted though on that part that I didn't get it. I don't know what the gas is doing there in the middle. I'm sure it means something, or maybe he's just taunting me that he's going to get it back soon. Because the eagle was chaffed them, I don't worry about it, and I go full pelt. I point everything at the gas again. My bolt throwers will see if I can get his Shrieking Horror, who only healed 1 wound, so I've only got 2 wounds to do. So come on, bolt throwers.
Can they? Is that enough distance? Are they more than 24? Or are they 24 inches?
They'll be long range. It's 48 inches.
Of course, because these aren't the Dread Elf ones here.
Yeah. So they'll have that, and if I'm flaming swords, the smaller one gets 5 ups, so 2 wounds. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So again, not much movement. I move my spears back so that because I want him to charge me. I don't like that combat, but I definitely hold on steadfast, and then I get all the counter charges in the world and delete the gas on combat res. Then I can reform everywhere and move around. I have now moved my spear sea guard to 7 wide, not 8 wide, just in case he comes in, and I need some combat res for that as well. Otherwise, the Rhymer Knights can't really do much, so just stay there where they are. I get flaming swords off
on the bubble.
Not quite. Or do I not? 7, 8, 9. No, I don't quite. I needed a 10, so I don't quite actually make the thing this time. So
no, because you're an adept on fire now, aren't you?
Yin and yang. Yin and yang.
2 fizzles though. Not faster.
But yeah, I get Ultimate Sight on one of these bolt throwers to try and pop the zombie dragon. The Shrieking Horror. And another Pyroflow and Blaze to get rid of 1 gas, I think. This is showing the eagle, just in case people really want to get a last
forget what he looks like. Yeah.
Suicide, he's back.
This is before you redid the base as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So I've now got him on the right pace, so don't worry about that. He charges the eagle. He charges his ghouls into my sea guard.
That's bold.
It's very interesting. But fails with ghouls. So we're all kind of.
I think that would have gone well for you.
I don't, especially with my lord. But I mean, he would have. I think the idea was to keep me there and stuff. But yeah, so he gets into the eagle, doesn't get in the ghouls. As you can see, I don't do any wounds to that Shrieking Horror at the back.
Oh, that's disappointing.
So that is a shame. And my Queen's Guard don't do much to the gas. I think that might have even been including the Pyroflow and Blaze and Queen's Guard shooting at the gas
Right.
I only did like 3 wounds, so that was pretty poor.
He's not being very aggressive with his dragon, is he?
No, he's not.
Keeping him in check.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit worried about quick lash and just the sheer volume of shooting that I could put into him, and getting in within 24 of my bolt throwers.
Sure.
I think is his little worry. But yeah, so that's the table. Over here, he doesn't kill one. He kills all of my Romanites with Grave Claws.
Yeah, he's got the range buff thing on his vampire.
Arcane knowledge.
So Grave Claw is like 18 inches, isn't it?
Yeah,
so.
I think I did stop something else, and then he just threw loads of dice at this and rolled pretty well.
I mean, AP2. What, you still had a 4 up?
He did it on the higher one. It's going to be AP3.
Oh, sure. So 5 up, 6 up.
Yeah, nice. And just obliterated me. So yeah, fair play. See you, Knights.
That'll do. Yeah.
They didn't really have too much role in this battle, if I'm honest. But yeah, Suicide, he goes down, but stares them in the eye, as you can see, as he does.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh.
Oh no! So what I do is I take him down, and Paul goes, "No, I'll roll. You never know." And he only does 2 wounds.
Oh man, Paul regrets that one.
All his 9 attacks.
Is that one of those
7.
things where like you enjoy rolling dice and you just think, yeah, I'm gonna just smash this guy? No, you can roll. I'll roll.
And
because I want to do 9 wounds.
Yeah, yeah.
and then it just goes hard.
Yeah, so crazy, really. I guess I am defense. I think I'm offensive 4 or 5.
But you are going to flee, obviously.
I mean, I absolutely flee, and I flee off the table. And he,
rather
than chase me and risk being out of line of sight, he just turns to go, which actually suits me because Phoenix is now closer to get another go.
Sure.
And I, yes, I don't know what this is. I don't know what these dice are.
Did you charge your spears?
This might be another flaming swords. I don't think I charged. Well, we'll see from the next picture. Might be another flaming swords. Oh, of course I charged.
Of course you did.
So let's work it out. What were the things? So I needed a 6 from the spears to get into. I've moved this again, and I keep blocking things.
I think. Did you need a double 6 to get into the skeletons and crisscross?
No, my dragon definitely needed higher, but went into the ghouls as well.
Oh, it's from the dragon.
Yeah. So the 3 dice, the 6-1-6 is my dragon, and the 3-3 is my spears. It looks like about 10 or 11. It's got to be at least.
So the numbers 11. Don't indicate how far it was.
No, I think they indicate the actual roll of what I did.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
So I needed at least an 11 with the spears. Oh no, it must have been a 12 because.
Well, you got Rhymer
champion
banner on. Did you get +1 on the charge with Rhymer?
Yeah. And I got a 12 with the dragon. So they're both in. And
you might have been in trouble if only the dragon made that, might you?
Yeah. Although he's only strength 3, AP 0. I'm 2 up armor, res 5. And have all the breath weapon and pyro stuff. The issue would have been counter charges. Really going into the dragon rather than what they do. I've got D3 stomp and all that stuff. My Phoenix also makes it into the back of the Vampire Knight. So the cost
birdie revenge.
Yeah, so the cost of the eagle, but he gets his chance to see. I still don't know how that goes. If I'm honest. Over here. My 4 dice his 7 dice.
That's true.
No, and this was a combination of I had amazing dice, like a really, really good
roll.
Yeah. And he couldn't roll above a 4 with any of his dice.
I mean, it's not even close, is it?
No, it's not. It's really. I've got 18, and he's got.
Well, he is close to 16.
10.
But, yeah.
But it just insane. He did have 3 1s as well, so he got a bit of fizzle. But that's not a consolation when everything gets flaming swords, like bubble flaming swords.
Yeah.
So that's the spears and the dragon into the ghouls, and I'm already strength 4 on the charge.
Eek.
I 4 dice and get Flavor of Melodis off as well.
Of course, yeah.
Because he's only got 3 dice left, and He
from
chooses
his
not
fizzles.
to. Yeah. So, and he fails to dispel.
Well, naturally,
because which would have been tough with 3 dice, but I mean, you got to give it a go because it's so good. But yeah, so I get that off as well, and then just to rub salt in the wound, I get Awaken the Beast off on my Phoenix. I'm on my Phoenix, to make
the strength, I guess.
Strength 6. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's the ultimate magic phase, isn't it?
It's
3
not a
spells
bad
off.
magic phase, especially when the opponent has 7 dice, is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, with all my my shooting not doing too much, I think I can be safe here that I've got the rub of the green. In which case I do 2 wounds and then win. I don't know how many wounds I do actually. I might do 1 and win by 3.
Okay.
But either way, he's left with 2, can't reform, and we continue that fight. And I'm pretty, with +1 strength, I'm pretty happy with how that's going to go, especially as I've stayed in the rear as well.
Yeah, massive. Yeah.
He has a standard, I guess, so that will reduce it. Maybe I did do 1 wound, he did 0. And I won by 3 because of rear and a charge. That makes sense. Over here, and he started with 40, so I do, including crumble,
Yikes.
34 wounds to them.
It's not bad, is it? How many of them were slither? No, he's not in there.
No, he's not even in there. That's
really good from the spears.
Yeah, well, they had flaming swords off, so
sure.
I mean,
so that's still only wounded on 4s though.
3s because of +1 strength and charge. So yeah, it was just brutal all round. And I don't know whether I think I chose not to do the breath weapon, because I wanted him to survive so that I would turn on his turn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess your dragon was attacking last in terms of agility.
Yeah,
so
on the same time because of 3 to 4, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that maybe you knew. No, I meant last out of your models.
Oh yes, yeah.
So you knew that the spears and the rider had done very well before knowing that you had to trigger the breath weapon.
Yeah, so absolutely.
You didn't need it.
I think I've moved up my Sea Guard to there, just going back, I guess, to the movement phase, in order to chaff the ghasts from getting into the my flank, but also to get within 6 of the objective. I think we'll see. Oh no, it was nowhere near. I forget that. I did shoot them as much as possible though with Sea Guard, Flaming Swords, and Queen's Guard, and managed to get another 3 off. I think maybe 2.
It's really good. That's amazing.
So that was, I mean, it was just what a hell of a phase, really. He
hell of a turn.
yeah. He charges in. I do a stand and shoot and do 2 wounds to him.
Okay.
And he goes in. He was hoping he would have 3 for reasons. I don't know why it was.
So this is him charging the spears, and because of the Sea Guard rule.
Yes, the cover volley. Yeah, they don't have to be unengaged. We read it a few times. So as long as I'm within 12 of them, I can stand and shoot, and I can see them obviously. But yeah.
Did Paul remember that, or not worried?
Yeah, he knew that. He knew that was coming. And he chaffs my Sea Guard so that they can't countercharge should everything go right for him. Although I've still got flaming swords off and the spears, I'm not overly worried by that.
And you've got a bit of combat res to kill on the ghouls still.
Yes.
So
yeah,
that'll even out.
He gets a bit aggressive with his zombie dragon onto my Queen's Guard.
Of course, yeah.
Over here, I think.
I mean, a few spears will die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They will want, and there's that. This is, I believe, some magic into my Sea Guard. Yeah, I think so. I think I let it off because I was like, I'm not too bothered by the Sea Guard, but I can't remember.
Well, you just don't want the gas getting buffed, do you? Really?
Yes, and I don't want him reducing the Queen's Guard because they're my ace in the hole, really. Here, over here, I kill all the ghouls, and I do all but 3 wounds, I guess, to the guards. Flaming swords, man. But I'm wounded on 5s now.
Hang on. Yeah. Still, vibes. You've only got 6 attacks.
I think this is after Crumble.
Sure. And so the ghoul combat res has crumbled.
So he had 6 ghouls die. He's done a few to me. So I think he's done 8 to me.
Sure.
And I might have done 1 or 2 to the Gus. I can't remember, but I've got all the ranks and the banners and stuff like that. So
that's still an incredible return.
Well, I've got Favour and Melodus off as well. Remember, so there's a few things that so I've got +4. He's got a charge and a flank. Did a few wounds.
I was expecting to see like 2 or 3 ranks of spears left there. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not that killing. They're only strength 4.
Sure. Yeah.
So and AP1 I want to say. So I got 6 ups and just 1 or 2. So
yeah. I suppose your flaming swords does take away the fortitude.
Yeah, he's got no save whatsoever. So
there is that. Yeah.
A couple of them. Over here, I do another wound. He does one to me, but because I killed the standard, now I win by 1.
Yeah,
for whatever reason. I might even not have done a wound, and because of the thing, I win. But yeah, either way, he's down to just his champ. Onto my turn, and I charge into the bats that are chaffing.
Yeah. Nothing to lose.
Like so. I move my Queen's Guard to where you see them, and I also move my dragon back here. There's 2 reasons. So his dragon is not on the hill. Obviously, you can see the Queen's Guard. I couldn't quite get the Queen's Guard off the hill. But what I'm planning on doing is fleeing through everything.
Because there's a bit of space behind the bolt for us.
Yeah. And
so it is that dragon placement to make sure that they do leapfrog everything.
Yes, because there's not enough space in between the dragon and the bolt throws, it's about. I mean, if I roll a 2, I'm screwed, right?
Well, yes.
I think I need a 4 to get into the dragon.
To hit your dragon,
yeah. And move through, but otherwise I'm not too fussed with everything, and my Phoenix just comes onto the hill to see some flank of the skellies, really, thinking that my spears are going to be free soon, and we'll go with that. I get. But
your spears didn't turn around by the looks of
it. Either that or I didn't move them.
Okay.
I get Outward Sight, and again dice him on flaming swords on my Queen's Guard, who are facing the dragon.
Yeah, not in a dead pile.
They're now hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s.
Yikes.
With 22, I think, attacks.
Is he not res 6?
Well, yeah, but oh yeah.
So we're winning on 5 still.
But yeah.
Queen's Guard are good. They're not that good.
Yeah. Oh, imagine. I do 2 wounds to him with the shooting, and I kill the Shrieking Horror.
Oh, I didn't even remember where it was. With what?
With the bolt throws. Finally.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. Was it nearly back up to like 6 wounds?
No, it wasn't.
Just 2 bolts, auto bang.
Yeah. I think the issue Paul had was he got into combat, so I was able to stop one of the healings, and then possibly one of the he had to put all of his dice into the thing. So he actually only had like 3 wounds, I think, at this point. But my bolt throwers both hit and smashed him up, bro.
I think I would have been tempted to get the Shrieking Horror behind a pillar or a hill or something, and then get out of there
instead of trying to heal him. Yeah, my spears kill off the last ghast. I think a bit of combat res and just a few spikes here and there. It was only 1, and turn to face like so because they're expecting some skeletons to come in.
You think they will? Okay.
I'm wrong here again. I did 4 wounds. He's got 2 left.
Sure.
He ums and ahs, and he's like, right, do I charge or do I run him away? And we talk about it actually for about 15 minutes. And he says, if this was a tournament, I would run him away.
Okay.
But let's see what a charge would do.
Sure.
And I kill him. On the stand and shoot.
On stand and shoot.
Yeah. So
okay, hang on.
So we immediately
changed your mind about what you were going to do because the original plan was you were going to flee.
Yes, but when I had
because he had 2 wounds left,
and I've got flaming swords.
Altered
Sight means I have and he's within 15, but over his movement. So I'm short range. I'm still hitting on 2s, wounding on 5s. Like I did 4 wounds last time. I don't know what
and
the average is.
You've still got like 18 Queen's Guard there.
Yeah, there's like and the BSB, so there's like 21, 22 attacks. Hitting on 2. Let's do some math. Hitting on 2s is at least 15. Wounding on 5s is at least 5. That's probably a bit
no
lower.
fortitude on it anymore.
And no fortitude. So he's only got his 3 up armor, goes to 4 up armor.
Yeah.
And I only need to do 2.
It could go either way, yeah.
And then I've still got flaming swords off for the combat.
Yeah, I think you pop him.
And
you might lose a few Queen's Guard on the way through, but
so he charges and then dies, and then we talk about it and go, you know what? That's the most stupid thing to declare a charge on a flaming swords Queen Guard, and we sort of take it back.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So he doesn't end up charging, but it was just to see what would happen.
Sure.
Because he's 1,200 points and the general, you know, it's
and this is a practice game.
Yeah.
So you want to find out scenarios, don't you? So,
absolutely. So and we sort of after this happens, I ended up doing like 5 actual wounds, and he goes, "Yeah, that's ridiculous because even if I get into combat, I chew through some of you, but you've only got to do 2 wounds in total.
Yeah, maybe 1
over
left
a stand and shoot and some combat with flaming swords.
Yeah. I mean, if you do 0 wounds on the stand and shoot, you've been very unlucky.
And I've got alter sight again, so as well as doing +1 to the aim, it's also +2 offensive skill. So it's very likely that I'm going to be. He's got distracted, but hitting on 3s at least. So 3s and 5s for all them attacks as well. So we take it back. Because it's auto death basically for him.
Of course, yeah.
He also charges his guys into my Sea Guard here, hoping to pop them because they haven't got as many ranks and won't be steadfast. So it's like if I'm gonna do any of them, it's got to be the Sea Guard. So there he does it, gets in, and as you can see, hides the dragon.
Yeah.
He gets spectral blades off on them, so rerolls to wound and lethal strike. I don't even think he needed the lethal strike, to be honest, but so they're going to be stubborn and lethal strike, so it's going to be tough. Not too many attacks, but going to be tough. And after combat, he only does 4 wounds.
That's what I'm thinking.
Even with the BSB in there, he's only got 9 attacks because he's sword and board.
That's it.
Plus the BSB and
hitting on 4s.
Yeah, and doesn't roll great. Force is still. I think he failed with his. I think they're all skeletons. I think his BSB did nothing. I go back and do a bunch of wounds, but because of all the combat res and static that he's got, we both stick around and there's not too much in the way of crumble. But
that's not a good place for skeletons.
There's some measuring going, seeing if I can charge into the zombies with my dragon.
That's a bold one. You're going to tell me you make it?
No, I don't.
Do it your Phoenix instead.
Yeah, so I choose to. So I mean, this is at the end of my turn. My Phoenix goes into his zombies, kills a few, and they stick around. My skeletons go into his skeletons. Combat res absolutely obliterates them. Crumble. See you later. I mean, there was still quite a lot. There was about 30 there, right? But they just couldn't take that. I've got 21 attacks on the side. About 20 attacks from the Sea Guard.
Yeah. Those spears are on fire now.
The spears
like literally, irrespective of flaming swords, those spears are like, we can kill anything right now.
Yeah. So... Well, I mean, he stopped flaming swords this time on the bubble because I moved the guy to there, the dragon to there. But I do get Awaken the Beast off, so I'm strength 5 on the charge. Yeah. Excuse me. And so it's just not pretty. My Queen's Guard come off the hill because I'm like, well, I'm not going to risk any silly charges from the Lord, even though he's got 2 wounds, it doesn't matter. And this is the final picture, really.
Sure.
Who went first? I went first, so he just moves up to see if he can toxic breath and do some magic.
Sure.
He kills some stuff, but it's inconsequential in the end. And what you see on the table is pretty much what is left. apart from some bolt throwers. So I mean, really, really good from my point of view.
That's a great performance. Yeah.
I diced him on multiple magic phases. It has to be said. Yeah. However, what we haven't been talking about is the objective, and because of all of his three. Well,
all 2 or 3 turns when he was running around it with 2 units.
He actually nicked it 3-2.
It
was because I when I charged, he was already 2-0 up, and I couldn't quite
get your Seaguard close enough.
My Seaguard close enough to draw for future turns and things like this. So he won the objective, which actually, keeping his Lord alive and winning the objective, meant it was a 13-7.
Okay, yeah.
So, I mean, you can see from the victory points, it was quite fast. But actually,
would it have that would have changed if your dragon had used the breath weapon on the ghouls, then? Because the ghouls would not have been there to contribute towards the objective.
Yeah.
So maybe
absolutely. I don't think, in terms of objective, I don't think I played that well, and didn't really force it. But I mean. I couldn't really take too much from this because I did dice him so hard with all the flames, so everything came off, which just buffs up my shooting phase, which is already pretty good in this matchup.
Yeah, there's no deceptively shooty anymore, I'm afraid.
No, exactly. But it was a win's a win. A good game, very, very good game. Lots of tactics and stuff to talk about throughout. Frosty did really well with the Vampire Knights, killing them off. I guess a good showing from the High Elves, and they're definitely itching to get out into the tournament.
Did Frosty not kill his Necro?
I'm not sure the Necro was in there at that point, but they killed the zombies in the end. Yeah, everything was dead apart from the general.
Yeah, cool. No, really good. Yeah, that's a nice little reassurance that Elves are worth taking, isn't it?
Yeah, I must admit, even after this, I'm still not sure about High Elves.
Oh.
The objective really worries me. I mean,
sure, you have said that is the reason why you're not thinking.
Yeah, as an example for this, everything went my way,
and you've only come out with 13 points.
I couldn't have asked for a better battle,
and
I come out with 13. Arguably, there's stuff I could have done, as you say, get the breath weapon on it, but whether it actually does it, I'm not sure. But yeah.
Exactly. Easily, you do 2 wounds and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably highly possible, especially with flaming swords off. I'm not sure, but anyway, we got a good game.
Good stuff.
And nice to get down the club. Anyway, very nice to get down the club.
Yeah, really good. Well done. And I was on the other table playing Tony in a practice game as well.
Yes.
So that's going to be our next battle.
That's up next. Yeah.
But before we hit the tournament, so this is kind of like an introduction to our list, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you don't change your list. You do go with Highborn.
I don't. Yeah. No spoiler. We do have. As I say, we do have 2 extra
games each.
The day before the tournament, so on the Friday. However, we want to get straight into the tournament, so we'll save them for some in-depth talk afterwards. But yeah,
I think so. We had a great day at Big, didn't we, on
really
Friday
good.
before
really
Cardiff. So thanks to Dan, Ryan, Tommy, all the ninjas. Cal was there.
Owen.
Who else was there? Owen was there. James.
Yeah, it was a big group of us.
Really good, wasn't it? Yeah. So that was good fun before tournament. 3 days of gaming.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll get into my practice and the next battle, and see you there.
See you later.